Want to do some heart rate based training or maybe watch Netflix during a structured running workout that you don't have to plan out? The ProForm Carbon Pro 9000 treadmill makes it all possible. Welcome to TreadmillReviews.com. I'm Kaylee, and this lovely treadmill is the ProForm Carbon Pro 9000. It's a running treadmill, so I felt right at home when testing this treadmill out. But it's great for walking too, especially if you're looking for a treadmill with a decent screen size for streaming Netflix and other entertainment apps. I'm an exercise physiologist and biomechanist, so I know just how to fit this treadmill into your workout routine. I've got suggestions and more coming. If you're new to the channel, please give us a like and subscribe so we can help you more with your treadmill shopping. We rely on your support to make reviews like this one, so if you decide to purchase the treadmill, consider using our link. We earn a commission, but it does not increase the cost for you. And let's get back to the treadmill. There's seriously nothing worse than having a walk or run lined up only for the weather to put a stop to your plans. I get most irritated when I have a workout or a long run plan because those are the key workouts I need to do to hit my goals. So when nature has other plans, I need a treadmill that I can turn to for those serious runs. Fortunately, with the ProForm Carbon Pro 9000, I can do everything I need to. It has a steel frame that feels really supportive and not at all unstable like some of the cheaper treadmills that are more designed for casual use and just walking. It has a 350-pound weight capacity and it feels like it. I've encountered a lot of treadmills that had flimsy running decks and minimal stabilizers that made me question their weight capacity, but this isn't one of them. It handled the high forces of running just fine. Another factor in that weight capacity is the motor. This treadmill has a 3.6 continuous horsepower motor. Now, horsepower doesn't give us all the information that we wish we had about a treadmill motor, but it can be a good comparison tool, especially when comparing treadmill models within a brand. The Carbon Pro 9000 is ProForm's most powerful treadmill, so it's designed for a lot of use. Think marathon running or sharing with multiple users in your household. Of course, it's not a commercial machine, so it's just for home use. And if you and someone else in your household are both putting a couple of hours on the treadmill in one day, you might need something more heavy duty. Still, the Carbon Pro 9000 should be more than enough for most people. The motor is moderately responsive, the speed changes are fairly quick, so sprint intervals are fine for this treadmill. It goes up to the standard 12 miles per hour, so just keep that in mind. The incline adjustments from 0 to 12% are slower. If you want to do hill sprints where you go from a steep grade to a flat grade really fast, this treadmill isn't ideal. But if you're okay with just dropping the speed instead, then it works fine. I didn't notice it much when I used the iFit workouts. That slow transition helps the treadmill feel safer than some of the others because adjustments aren't abrupt and won't put you off balance. The incline is also noisier than some of the other treadmill models we've tested, but overall the noise wasn't that different from the range we typically see in home treadmills. Also, there's no decline option on this treadmill. That may not be a big deal to most of you, but if you want to train for a downhill race or event, you might want to look at the Nordic Track commercial treadmills if you still want to train with iFit. The ProForm Carbon Pro 9000 has a 20-inch wide by 60-inch long running deck. That's what we look for in a running treadmill. You'll see some running treadmills go a little wider at 22 inches, but I don't mind that narrower width, especially since it's easier to fit through doorways and find a place to store. It has a folding deck too, which is really nice. It's lighter than the decks we tested on the Nordic Track commercial series, Soul treadmills, and Horizons running treadmills. While it may mean it isn't as reinforced, it does make it significantly easier to fold up after each use. It's more like lifting 30 pounds compared to 50 pounds or so on those other treadmills. This treadmill also has transport wheels, so you can roll it around, just tilt it onto those wheels first. It's trickier to do on the carpet, so just keep that in mind. Hard floors, if you're just going a short distance, aren't too bad. So as we get into the features, something to know right off the bat is that the ProForm Carbon Pro 9000 doesn't make the best hop on and go treadmill. It pairs with a subscription service known as iFit, so it promotes a monthly membership and has a lot of tech features that can take a little longer to set up. Now, it does have basics like 2 water bottle holders, a 3-speed fan, and a safety key. Those all work just fine and I had no issue there. But the really exciting stuff happens on the screen. You can see that there aren't even that many off-screen buttons on the console. You just get start, stop, and then controls for the speed, incline, fan, and volume. There aren't numbered speed and incline levels like you'd find on most lower tech treadmills. All right, So let's get into iFit. It all starts with a 16-inch touchscreen, which is really the centerpiece on this machine. It doesn't tilt or rotate, so you can't change the angle. I was fine with it, but I'm 5'4", so taller runners or walkers may not be as pleased with the permanent angle. The size is really nice. It's really easy to see and interact with the iFit classes. A traditional iFit class follows a coach as they explore a location somewhere around the world. They're usually quite beautiful locations and you learn something about the place you're exploring, or the coach will share personal stories and training advice. The feel is more laid back than on Peloton, for instance. While the classes can be tailored to your fitness level to make them just as hard as they need to be, they don't feel as competitive. There's no leaderboard, for instance. I like to think of it more as a trail run or a hike than a race walk or a road run based on the vibe. Smart Adjust is a feature that remembers anytime you override the preset speed and incline, and it will adjust the workout and future workouts to match your needs. I like Active Pulse a little more. To use it, you need to pair a Bluetooth heart rate monitor, and sorry Apple users, Apple Watches won't work. And then the Treadmill will adjust the speed to keep you in the right heart rate zone. It's one of my favorite treadmill features of all time. But there are other options if you don't want to train with iFit classes. You can stream TV shows and movies through the available apps. For me, this makes doing a long run or walk even more fun because the time passes a lot faster when you're watching a movie. I like that I can log into my Netflix account or Prime Video account and stream even when I'm taking an iFit class. You can create a workout in the Create tab using the Target Workouts, the Interval Workout Builder, or the Google Maps feature, which lets you create a route just about anywhere in the world. It's perfect for previewing a race course or recreating a route you are familiar with indoors. I like to pair my walks and runs on the ProForm Carbon Pro 9000 with the Spotify app. I can pull up all my favorite playlists right from the screen. It really helps me get in the zone. The speaker quality is really great, so you can hear the audio of the music or entertainment or iFit class over your foot noise and the motor. But you can also pair Bluetooth headphones if you prefer. iFit has thousands of classes and a bunch of cool features, making it kind of difficult to cover everything in this video. You can read my written review for more information. We have that linked in the video description. Or leave me a comment and I'll do my best to get back to you. All right, so now I'm going to walk and run a bit on the ProForm Carbon Pro 9000 so you can see and hear how it performs. Right now I'm just at 1 mile per hour, but let's take it up a little bit faster. Okay, so first thing I want to point out is the cushioning on this treadmill. It's not very soft, it's pretty firm in fact. If you want a treadmill that replicates road running a bit closer, this is a good option. It does make the treadmill feel very stable, not a lot of bouncing, which is really nice. Also, firmer treadmills tend to be a little bit more durable because the shock absorbers aren't typically going to wear out as quickly. Let's take it up to a run. So I'm just going 7 miles per hour right now, but you have plenty of room to go much faster on this treadmill. It does go up to 12 miles per hour. All right, I'm gonna slow it back down. All right, so the speed adjusts fairly quickly, like I mentioned. It's not too bad for HIIT intervals or sprint workouts. Let's go up to the top incline, which is 12%. You are going to hear a little bit more motor noise with this incline, so just keep that in mind. All right, so now we're at the top of the incline. It's 12%. It does take a little bit longer, like I mentioned, to get there, and there is a little bit more noise, but it feels very sturdy as it inclines. If I'd been running, it would have still been very sturdy, which I like. I've tested that out a lot when I've been using iFit. This treadmill feels comfortable. I only hit my foot against the motor hood just once there while I was inclining. I got a little bit too close to the console, but generally the motor hood is pretty minimal, so I haven't had any problems with hitting it while I'm running or walking. All right, so this treadmill does not decline, so I won't have to show you that feature. So that is all for the ProForm Carbon Pro 9000. All right, let's do a little review. 3 of my favorite features on the ProForm Carbon Pro 9000 are the entertainment apps like Netflix that you can watch with an iFit subscription. The motor is another top feature, which it lets you do everything from short walks to long runs. Then I also like the folding design of the Carbon Pro 9000. It's easier to fold than some of the other treadmills that I've tested. Couple of things that could be make or break for you. The deck is firm, so no soft cushioning here. I do recommend iFit with this treadmill. It's a monthly subscription and features are really limited without it. Finally, I want to shout out my favorite feature again. Active Pulse allows you to do heart rate based training. It's great for zone 2 running, so check it out. The treadmill is linked in the description. Let me hear from you in the comments with what you think about this one. I'm Kaylee from treadmillreviews.com, and thanks again for watching.